At the start of our coursework, we were not familiar with the mechanisms of the iMac, and so found it difficult to use Final Cut Pro. Due to this, we were only able to edit our preliminary tasks to a basic standard as we were familiarizing with it. However, through the process, we have increased in confidence and have learnt how to use different features such as the blade tool and the slow and fast motion effects. Our lack of experience in the preliminary task limited us to following our plan of zooming into one of the characters' faces. We have now mastered this effect by using the Ken Burns tool. We also developed our sense of technology with the use of more complex cameras. For the preliminary task, we used a flip cam. However, for our actual film opening, we used a Canon EOS, a more professional cinematography model with many different settings that we had to get used to over time. Furthermore, during our preliminary task, we did not include any type of sound across our footage. We initially thought choosing the right sounds would be an easy task, however we later came to realize that this is not the case. In fact, it was quite time consuming to skim over various sounds that would fit in our film, and we did not finish inserting suitable sounds until the last week. We also learnt the importance of choosing the right costumes to create the environment of our film. All 3 days we went out to film, our characters had to carry large camping bags on their backs to portray them as campers, as well as wearing sturdy hiker boots. The characters also needed many other props, such as compasses and maps. We also needed to incorporate a variety of different shots, such as an establishing shot and close-ups. As we did not have a tripod, unlike in the preliminary task, we had to work on a steady hand while shooting. This required a lot of refilming. One thing we learnt from the preliminary task was the match-on action technique, which helped us to create a flow within our film, for example when they were picking up the torch from the ground. We also incorporated the 180-degree technique, because the filming and editing process would have been overly time-consuming and could extend the time of our movie outwards. Before setting out to film, we had the intention and were under the assumption that everything would be done in one day. But when we sat down and looked at our footage, we realized how easy it was to make mistakes and without realizing them in the moment. We therefore came to terms with the necessity of planning out different things for different days and reshooting to eliminate the chance of having unusable footage when it came to the editing process. Overall, we believe that this task has enabled us to appreciate the behind the scenes of films more, as the process is certainly more complex than we had ever thought.